Good afternoon, High Button Sports fans, and welcome inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set for this afternoon's matchup between the visiting Halifax McDonald's and the hometown Sydney Mitsubishi Rush. These two teams met here last night. Halifax coming away with a 5-0 victory over Sydney, pushing their undefeated record to 11-0 on the season. Looking to push it to 12 today, and the game is underway. And Halifax control off the draw. Liver mishandles the puck, but Trewin there to pick it up. And the McDonald's enter the zone. Trewin plays it up top for Liver. He'll throw it on net. That blocked by Cohen McNeil. Now McNeil with a burst of speed. Over the line, he loses the handle, and Breen collects it for the McDonald's, and now they're coming up ice. Welsh gets to the outside. Kick save into the high slot. Now Deacon McPhee with it. Looks for his outlet. Rush can't quite get through the neutral zone just yet. Suds fires it cross ice. Berman there to pick it up. Sullivan chips it in, and he collides along the blue line there with Deacon McPhee. Sullivan a little slow to get up. And the Rush come away with it. Chipped into the corner. Riley Creelman leaves it there for Suds. Long ice feed to Fleming, but it's broken up. But here come the McDonald's once again. Use Chikwu shot. And that will be the the second save by the Rush starting goaltender today, Brighton Hardy. And getting the nod for the Halifax McDonald's, Cale Campbell. As we're back into it now, Suds for Creelman. Ahead for Lovett. Lovett with a burst of speed, but a little bit too far. However, mishandled at the blue line. Now Riley Creelman, his shot. Hardy turns that one aside. Another shot, another save for Hardy. Again, the Halifax McDonald's off to an impressive start to the season here. Undefeated through 11. Here's Guthrow. He'll get to the red line and dump it in. Hard on it there is Andrea. Tries to start a cycle game, gets lost in the ref's skates. Now in behind the net. Comes up top in McLeod. He'll keep the play alive, dumps it into the corner. Back to get it is Ganesh. Head for Strong. Now Lovett tries to pick it up in stride, but it's just a little bit behind him. Cross ice feed. Will go the length of the ice for icing. This Halifax McDonald's team plays with an absolute ton of speed, and they put it on display last night. Looking to do the same thing again here today. Ganesh. His shot doesn't get through traffic in front of the net. Trewin kicks it back down into the corner. Sam Fleming there trying to get it free. Now he will. Goes back up top for Trewin. His shot hits a shin pad and deflects out to the side. Into the corner it goes again. This is another aggressive forecheck here by the McDonald's. Something that we also saw last night from this team in red. Berman now will try and start a breakout. His attempt is broken up, but now McLeod will try again. He can't get it out as Ganesh keeps that alive. Jacob Dunn will now clear the zone for the rush, but Jax Ganesh is there and he turns it up ice in a hurry. Jax Ganesh cuts through his shot. Off the shoulder of Hardy, up and out of play. Quick transition here from the Halifax McDonald's. And an aggressive forecheck keeping the Sydney Rush pinned in their own zone early on here in this one. Halifax win the draw once again. Liver cross ice feed doesn't connect. Back down low. Now Miller, he'll try and skate it out. He'll get as far as the red line, and Halifax control once again. Suds tries to hit Liver, but it's going to go into the corner. Morrison tries to clear that out, but it's up top for Creelman. His shot tipped in front. Hardy kicked that out. Suds keeps it in at the line. Cross ice feed for Odell. He'll play it down low for Liver. Cycle game starting here now for the McDonald's. Welsh, his shot doesn't get through as it hits Morrison's skate. Pressure here from the McDonald's, but the Rush able to clear it out in the neutral zone. McDonald's will have the touch up, but they'll start a change. That'll give the Rush some time to get organized and get out. McNeil, his feed broken up there. Into the corner it goes once again. Under pressure are the Sydney Rush right now. The relentless forechecking waves of the McDonald's not letting up. Creelman off the crossbar. That one almost getting by Hardy, but the Max still in control. Thrown out in front. Rimmed around by McPhee, but Gavin Suds is there to keep it alive. His shot off a helmet into the corner. Creelman jumps over his stick. And now the Rush will get it down. Suds ahead for Sullivan. Scrambly play in the neutral zone comes out. McLeod able to chip that into the neutral zone. Offsides is the call. All Halifax McDonald's early on in this one. 6-0 shots on goal currently favoring the team from Halifax. Morrison's pass intercepted by Treewin. Down for Bottomley. Now he'll try to shake off Morrison. Bottomley with it. Plays it up top now for Ganesh. Ganesh steps around his man. He'll take a shot. Off the shoulder of Hardy. Up and out of play. Face off to the right of Hardy. Lovett in to take the draw here for the McDonald's. But the Rush will win the draw. McPhee rims it around for Andrea. His chip doesn't get out. McDonald's still in control. Lovett cross ice feed just under the stick of Strong. Now Lovett with it again on the half wall. Up top for Ganesh. Back for Lovett. Shot right into the chest protector of Brighton Hardy, and he will take another face-off. Sydney Rush continue to be under siege here early in the first period. Rush win the draw once again, but unable to clear it. It'll trickle under the glove of Brighton Hardy. And we'll take another face-off to his right. Carter Sullivan in to take the draw for Halifax. And he will win it. Suds to the high slot for McKay. He fans on the shot. Now the Rush get it out. Chipped down the ice by Miller. He'll beat out the icing call. Now a battle along the boards there with Suds, and it comes free. Creelman chips it ahead, just out of the reach of Haverstock. Suds will leave it for Creelman. Riley Creelman ahead for McKay. He'll lose the handle. And it's back into the zone where Suds tries to chip it up the wall. Now Miller up top for McLeod. In McLeod skates now. Breakaway here for Liver. Liver's shot. Hardy with the save. Evan Liver on the breakaway with Brighton Hardy with a huge stick save. To keep this a scoreless game. McLeod shakes off his man and he'll skate it out of the zone, but doesn't get through the neutral zone. Trewin for Breen. Now here's Liver again. Cross for Odell. That's good stick there by McLeod to break that play up. Now Heb, 2-on-1. But a good stick there by Trewin breaks that play up. Bass Christmas. He'll take a shot. That's first registered shot there for the Rush. Campbell kicks that aside. Chipped in by Coda Lewis. The Max out of the zone in a hurry. Sullivan head for Ganesh, who jumps up in the play. We saw that a fair amount last night from Jax Ganesh, using his skating legs to jump up into the play. Again, you see the confidence in Ganesh after having played a couple games for the Cape Breton Eagles in the QMJHL. Face off to the left of Hardy. Fleming in to take the draw for the McDonald's. But the Rush win that draw. Now Mark Berman chips it off the boards and out of the zone. Creelman circles behind his own net. Can't get the outlet pass to go. Here's Chekwu for Ganesh. That shot blocked by Berman. Max once again down in the offensive zone. Ganesh throws it out front, hits a skate, but the Rush recover and they'll get it out. And we've got our first penalty upcoming. Slashing will be the call. And Yuza Chukwu will go to the box for the slash. And the Sydney Rush will get the first power play opportunity of the game. It was the Halifax McDonald's who were opportunistic last night, and here they come again on the breakaway. The McDonald's score. MJ Bottomley on the breakaway. And it's a short-handed tally for the Halifax McDonald's. Similar story from last night where the Macs put up 2 short-handed goals. And they will strike first again on the PK. Rush. Rim it around the boards, and now it's up top for McNeil. His shot up and over the crossbar. From Morrison, down from McLeod. Down low, shot. Jack just misses the net. Now McNeil again. Throws it back down low for Miller. For McLeod, back for Miller. McLeod watched closely there, and it hops over the stick of Morrison. Penalty coming up here to the Rush. And that will negate the power play for the Sydney Rush. And with 58 seconds to go, we'll play some 4-on-4 hockey. Jacob Dunn to the box for the hold. And we'll have face-off coming in Rush territory. And this is a great opportunity here for us now to take our TV timeout.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Four-on-4 hockey coming up. Face-off in the Rush territory. McDonald's control off the draw. Ganesh for Trewin. Back down now. Trewin on the half wall. Cross ice feed for Lovett. He'll try and feed it cross ice, but that's off the skate of McPhee and out of the zone. Jax Ganesh retreats back into his own territory. He'll leave it there for Lovett. Lovett through the neutral zone, gains the zone. Back for Ganesh. Cross. Now Trewin. He and Ganesh will switch off. Trewin's shot off a skate and just wide. Ganesh battle along the wall there, comes away with it. Now the Rush will get it. And the Halifax McDonald's will go to a 55-second power play. Played ahead here for Bottomley. He's got a trailer coming, but elects to keep and shoot. And Hardy will find that. Halifax control off the draw once again. Liver. Shot scores! Power play goal for the Halifax McDonald's off the stick of Evan Liver as he goes short-handed, or sorry, short side, up and over the blocker of Brighton Hardy. And the Macs open up a 2-0 lead here on Sydney. Back down in rush territory. Battle along the boards. Now the Rush come away with it. Bass Christmas watched closely. And it's a turnover once again for the McDonald's. Creelman shot. Hardy turns that aside. Under pressure once more are the Rush. Suds skates it through the neutral zone. It's knocked off his stick. Back into the neutral zone once more. Chip down the ice. Creelman back there to retrieve. Leaves it for Suds. Gavin Suds. Head for Creelman. He loses it. But Rush not able to get it back down in the Max territory. Now Dunn turns it up. No one with him. Max will get it back once more. Liver throws it through the middle, but Leo McLeod there to break it up. Jacob Dunn rims it around. McNeil there to throws it on net off a skate, and the Rush score. Jacob Dunn finishes off the play. As again, it's quickly thrown on goal. Bounces around in front of Campbell. He can't find it. Puck comes free. Jacob Dunn puts it home, and the Sydney Rush have cut the Max lead in half. Rush now back on the forecheck. Miller throws it in behind the net. McNeil tries to throw it out front, but Campbell steers that away. Max throw it down the ice. It's on Hardy's goal, so no icing. McLeod plays it ahead now. Here's Miller. Leaves it for McNeil. He'll take on Breen. McNeil still with it now. Circles to the top of the zone. Thrown in behind. Joseph Breen will play it ahead now for Haverstock. He'll chip it ahead. Skating onto it now is Strong. But he's still on it there. Top Creelman. Over for Ganesh. His shot gets through traffic. Rebound in front of Hardy, but the Rush able to clear it out. Chipped ahead. McNeil and Creelman in a foot race. Creelman wins that. Back in front, Creelman. Rush again now. Starting to get a little bit more zone time. Goal has certainly gone to the Rush's legs. Here's McNeil. Can't get around Ganesh. Ganesh will chip it out and ahead for Haverstock, who chips that in, and Haverstock will start a change. Cross ice feed, scores. Carter Sullivan all alone on the side of the goal. And he beats a sprawling Brighton Hardy to restore the 2-goal lead for the Halifax McDonald's. Dumped in by Berman. Ganesh enters the zone, leaves it for Creelman. Two defensemen really jumping up in the play that time. Fleming can't keep it in. Goes back for Riley Creelman. Max enter the zone. Deflected towards goal, but in behind it goes. Pops out in front, and Hardy will jump on that. .3:29 to play here in the first period. Halifax McDonald's hold a 3-1 lead over the Sydney Rush and lead in the shot department category 15-6. Chipped out. 2-on-1, maybe 3-on-1. McNeil's shot. Campbell will squeeze that and take the face off. Offensive zone draw coming up here for the Sydney Rush. Miller in to take it for Sydney. In against Lovett for Halifax. Max control. Treewin. Stretch pass. Doesn't hit the intended guy. Strong, but Strong first on the puck negates the icing call. Bottomley now. Out front, goes between two McDonald's players and squeaks out into the neutral zone. McPhee gets just enough to get it out. Bass Christmas. He can't find his man, and Treewin will turn it up ice, but Bass Christmas with it once again. McNeil, head for Dunn. Jacob Dunn just loses the handle, but Rush still control now down in the zone. Campbell without his stick as it sits in the corner. Head contact penalty upcoming to Lovett. Ian Lovett to the box for 2 minutes for head contact. Sydney goes back to the power play. Once again, McDonald's had 2 shorthanded goals last night, and they've already got 1 here today. Puck up and out of play, so another face-off coming up to the left of Campbell. Draw one by the Rush. Christmas leaves it there for Morrison. He'll try and find a stick in front of the net, but instead it goes through everybody. Now Creelman picks it up, and he'll throw it down the ice for the McDonald's. Bass Christmas rims it around the boards. Coda Lewis on it. Jack Skanish cleans it up, but not able to get it past Bass Christmas. Along the boards, it gets out, and offsides will be the call. 1:14 to play in the period. 1:01 left on the power play for Sydney. Miller chips it in. Behind the net. Treewin can't get it out of the zone. But now secondary layers by Odell. He'll throw it down the ice. Hardy will cover up. And the McDonald's will take a offensive zone draw on the penalty kill. Rush win the draw, McLeod. Leaves it for Berman. His head pass broken up by Treewin. So the Rush will regroup and try again. Cloud for Berman. His goes off the skate of Guthrow, but he'll rim it around. Andrea down low. Guthrow gives chase. Treewin comes away with it. And the McDonald's have successfully killed off the penalty. 10 seconds left in the period. Off the bench is Sullivan. He loses it in his feet. And that will do it. After 20 minutes of play here in Member 2. The Halifax McDonald's lead the Sydney Rush by a score of 3-1. Shots on goal that period, 17-7 in favor of the McDonald's. We'll be back with second period action after this brief intermission.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Welcome back inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set for second period action between the Sydney Rush and the Halifax McDonald's. Rush control off the face-off. Clouds cross ice feed broken up there by Gavin Suds. So McPhee will wind it back up for the Rush. Ahead, broken up there by Creelman. Suds headbands the puck. McLeod reads that play well. But here comes the McDonald's. Welsh shot. Hardy turns that aside. Played up the wall. Thrown out into the neutral zone. Suds leaves it there for Creelman. Head for Livert. He'll throw it out in front. That lands on the stick of McNeil. Creelman backpedals into his own zone. Rims it around. Jacob Dunn breaks that play up. Livert over the line. Tries to feed Strong. Back out in the neutral zone, and the McDonald's will throw it right back in. Trewin. Max can't get out of their zone now. Now Lovett will come back to help out. Ian Lovett winds it up through the neutral zone into the Rush territory. Lovett tries to split the D but loses the handle at the last second. Strong tries to get on that, but now the Max control. Trewin. Head for Strong. Bumps off his stick, but Strong play along the boards. Gets it back down into the Rush corner. Strong and Berman battle in the corner. Berman will bump that up the wall, but not out. Trewin throws it back down deep. Cooper Strong now on it. Gets some help from Bottomley. Ben Guthrow clears his own for the Rush, but not far enough as here comes Jack Skinish. Just a step offside. Face off coming up outside the Rush zone. Fleming and Miller in to take the draw. Won by the McDonald's. Over for Riley Creelman. Comes back to him again. Shot grabbed out of midair by Hardy. Face off coming up to the left of Hardy. Rush win the draw. Gavin Suds starts out behind his own net. His pass doesn't hit the intended target. And this will go all the way down the ice. Icing is the call. McPhee off the line, off Gavin Suds' skate. Good poke check there by McPhee, keeping the play alive. Down low in behind the goal. Dunn in there trying to help out. Creelman pins it up against the wall, but Fleming comes away with it. And here come the McDonald's on the breakout. Up top, here's Fleming's shot over the crossbar. McNeil picks it up for the rush, and he'll throw it the length of the ice. This one will go on goal. Campbell turns out aside, no icing. Miller chips it to himself, tries to get a step on Suds. Suds tracks his man down, but it ends up back down into the corner. Miller out front for McNeil. His shot off a stick, up and out of play. Face off inside the McDonald's zone. Coda Lewis in to take the draw here against Ian Lovett. Max control. Jumps up and over the stick into the neutral zone. Skating onto it here is Lovett. Lovett loses the handle the last second, and McLeod picks it up for the rush. He'll feed it ahead for Lewis. Over to Hogan, who chips that in behind the D and gives chase. Ganesh back there to clean it up, and Treewin will rim it around the boards. Here comes McKay. Feathers it through the skates for Haverstock. Haverstock shot Hardy. He'll lock that down. Face off to the left here of Hardy. Odell in to take the draw against Coda Lewis. Liver picks up a loose puck, but rims that one wide. Shot from the point, turned aside there by Hardy into the corner. Behind the net, here's Bass Christmas. Throws it through the middle of the ice, and it gets out of the zone. But good back check there by the McDonald's, and they control once again. Odell for Treewin. His cross ice feed broken up by Heb. Bass Christmas through the middle of the ice. McDonald's there to pick it up once more. Welsh steps over the line, tries a cross ice feed for Liver. Now in behind, Welsh turns and fires. That one doesn't miss by much. Christmas. He'll lose the handle, but McPhee is there to clean it up, and he'll skate it out of the zone. He'll get the red line and dump it in. Miller knocked off the puck by Welsh. And Ganesh picks it up, but it's knocked off his stick. Thrown it out front. Blocked on its way to the net. But the Sydney Rush with a little bit of pressure here. Ganesh and Miller get tangled up in the corner. Penalty coming up. As Miller and Ganesh continue to be tangled up down low. And out of that scrum, it'll be Jax Ganesh, the only one coming away with a penalty. 2 minutes for roughing. Sydney Rush will go back to the power play, their third power play of the game. They control it now down low. Miller up top for Bass Christmas. His shot just goes wide. Now McNeil tries to rim it down low, but that's broken up there by Riley Creelman, and he'll get it the length of the ice. James Morrison back to collect it for the Sydney Rush. Steps out from behind his net. McNeil, cross ice feed for Dunn. Over for Miller, his shot. Kick saved by Campbell. Better looking power play already here for the Rush. Morrison keeps that in. Down low for Dunn. His shot just missed. Bass Christmas keeps it alive. Over for Dunn. Dunn's got some time. Shot. Campbell knocks it down but can't keep a hold of it. McDonald's can't get it out of the zone. Now here's Miller. Throws it down for Dunn, throwing it out front, broken up there, but Bass Christmas just loses the handle at the line, and the Rush have the touch up. McNeil, he loses the handle, which gives the McDonald's time to throw it down the ice. 40 seconds now left in the power play. Sullivan watching Morrison closely in the corner. Now Fleming disrupting play down there for the McDonald's, and he comes away with it. Now he's in a foot race with Morrison in behind the net. James Morrison plays it over for McNeil. He'll skate it out. Over the blue line now, McNeil tries to feather it in front. But the McDonald's will get it up and out of play. Ten seconds left in the Sydney power play. Rimmed around, and it jumps over the stick of McLeod and down the ice. That will do it. Teams back to even strength. Battle in the corner now. Cross ice read. Liver first one on it there for the McDonald's. He'll play it up the boards, and Hogan will chip it out and give chase. But we've got a penalty in behind the play. High sticking the call, and it will go against Liam McLeod. And now the Halifax McDonald's will get their turn on the power play. 1 for 1 on the afternoon are the McDonald's. Face off to the right of Hardy. As the refs converge. And we get things sorted out, and we're ready for the face-off. Draw one by the Max. Love it. Surveys the situation, elects to shoot. Hardy lost the handle, but the ref lost sight. And a quick whistle from the officials. We'll get another face-off. Draw one again there by the McDonald's. Suds for Creelman. Back for Suds. Shoots and scores. Power play goal for the Halifax McDonald's, and it's a laser beam off the stick of Gavin Suds. As he'll go up and over the blocker of Brighton Hardy. Suds showing why he's a draft pick of the Halifax Mooseheads. Ginish winds up. Not able to get too far as Miller brings it in now. Into the corner it goes. Welsh throws it out front. Treewin. Cross ice feed. The McDonald's get out of the zone. Now Welsh cuts to the middle of the ice. Shot turned aside there by Hardy. Miller chips it off the boards, but Treewin's there to clean it up. Ganesh picks it up. Now he'll wheel through the neutral zone. Leaves it there for Odell. Odell cuts through the middle of the ice. Back for Welsh shot. Hardy turns that aside. Now it lands back into the equipment of Hardy. And he'll take the face-off. Time for us to take our mid-period media break.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Face-off coming up inside Rush territory. Lovett in to take the draw for the McDonald's. He'll push it through and into the corner it goes. Now in behind the net. Puck comes free. Lovett's on it. Shot out front. Cooper Strong there almost knocks one in, but it's off the pads of Hardy. Creelman has got some space. Throws it towards goal. Now a head pass there for Dunn. Cross ice feed for Miller. Lovett takes away his time and space. Up top, Berman. He'll chip it back down low. Creelman picks it up, rims it around, jumps over Bottomley's stick, and Berman throws it back down low. Penalty coming up here to the Halifax McDonald's. Head contact will be the call. And it will be going against Gavin Suds. Another power play opportunity here for the Sydney Rush. Their fourth power play of the game. Down by a score of 4-1. Up top, Morrison, watched closely by a couple McDonald's, but he gets it through. McLeod shot. Puck jumps out into the high slot, and the McDonald's are able to clear. McDonald shakes off his check, but leaves it there for Morrison. Rush can't enter the zone, so McDonald's control. Fleming turn and fire it down the ice. Lewis steps out, but the McDonald's disrupt that play again. Liam McLeod will try once more. He'll get in the zone. He'll rim it around. Coda Lewis loses the handle, and Fleming can't get it out. As the play still alive for the Rush. But now the McDonald's control, they'll flip it out and start a change. As Bass Christmas retreats, picks it up. .35 seconds left here in the power play as the McDonald's once again rim it right down the ice. Berman McKay collide in the corner. Berman comes away with it. 20 seconds now in the power play. Here's McNeil. Cohen McNeil loses the handle, so circles back. Puck for Bass Christmas, his shot. Rebound into the high slot, and the McDonald's control, and they come away with it. Penalty over, team's back to even strength. Now Jacob Dunn turns and heads north up ice. He'll throw it in and rim it around. Bass Christmas over for Berman's shot. Campbell picks that up out of the air and gets the face off. .6:48 to go in the second period. Halifax McDonald still holding on to a 4-1 lead against the Sydney Rush. Trewin throws it up, and just Chikwu will beat out the icing call. Leaves it there for Odell, who skates onto it. But a good save by Brighton Hardy. Set play there by the Halifax McDonald's as Trewin throws it up ice, and they skate onto it. A dangerous scoring opportunity, but Hardy turns them aside. Now puck in the corner. Miller tries to skate it out. Can't get through the sea of red. Feeds it through for Morrison. Shot. Campbell stops it but can't hang on, but the McDonald's get it out. Here's Odell. Throws it out front. Nobody home for the McDonald's, so the Rush are able to clear it out. Jack Skanish. As the McDonald's get set up here. And into the zone they go. Yuza Chikwu with a seeing eye shot, using the Rush defender as a screen. And it beats Hardy on the block side, low blocker. As Yuza Chikwu's shot gets through the screen. 3 goals now for the McDonald's have beaten Hardy on the blocker side. Strong chips it out. Love it. Tracks down McLeod. Bottomley down low for Lovett. McDonald's go back to the penalty kill. Sydney will go to their 5th power play of the game. Lovett off for cross-checking. Rush win the draw, but it ends up out of the zone. Done. Over the line, chips it ahead for Miller, but good stick by Suds, knocks it off his stick. Here comes Sullivan, just out of his reach as Hardy comes out to play it. Thrown on goal by Creelman. Cohen McNeil over the line. Knocked off stride by Suds. Creelman takes his time and will rim it around. Sloppy play in front of the goal of the Rush as Sullivan and Fleming disrupting play. Played back out into the neutral zone. Trewin for Ganesh. Wheels his way through the neutral zone. Jack Skanish goes to goal. Still with it now. Rims it around the boards. 40 seconds left in the man advantage. And a penalty coming up here to the Sydney Rush. Liver steps around a couple men. Throws it out front. Broken up. In behind the goal it goes. Rush still can't control. Out front, kick save, Hardy. Rush still not able to control. 10 seconds left in the Lovett penalty. As the Max in full control now. Welsh, his shot. Penalty over. Delayed penalty coming up to the Rush. So the Max will now have some time on a bit of an extended power play now. 6-on-5. Welsh throws it out front. Shot off the post. Haverstock gets set up. Extended play here for the McDonald's, where the Sydney Rush haven't been able to touch the puck. Over for Ganesh. For Haverstock, back for Ganesh. Down low. Haverstock shot. And they will score. Thought it was under the pad of Brighton Hardy, but it comes free. And it will be Nash Haverstock with the goal. A delayed penalty call was upcoming to the Sydney Rush, but with a 6-on-5, the goalie pulled for the extra attacker. The Halifax McDonald's hit pay dirt and now lead 6-1. Max in on it again.
Halifax McDonald's goal scored by number 10, Nash Haverstock. Assisted by number 18, River Welsh. Number 21, Jack Skanish. Time, goal 17 minutes, 30 seconds. That's Haverstock from Welsh and Skanish.
Thrown back in deep by Suds. Hops off the skate there. Suds for Creelman. Back for Suds. Shot tipped on the way to the net, and Hardy kicks that to the side. Up and out of play. 1:35 to go here in the second period. Shots 34-17 favoring the team in red. Draw one by the McDonald's. Trewin dumps it in. Hardy will leave it there for Bass Christmas. He'll rim it around the boards and out. Cohen McNeil trying to get a step on Trewin. Fed over in front, done. Has it knocked away there on a good back check by Lovett. Great display of speed there by Ian Lovett on the back check, and then quickly transitions up ice. Last minute here in the second period of play. Another set play here for the McDonald's. As Trewin plays it ahead, Bottomley skates right onto it. Trewin rims it around the boards. Strong misses his stick. Hardy out to play it, which negates the icing call. McLeod, 23 seconds now in the period. Plays it ahead. Ganesh will skate it out. Through the neutral zone, 10 seconds left. Jax Ganesh pulls up, hits the crossbar. Thrown out front, last play, and they will beat the buzzer. It will count as they beat the buzzer. I believe it was Carter Sullivan.
Halifax McDonald's goal scored by number 21, Jax Ganesh, assisted by number 8, Carter Sullivan, and number 12, Sam.
Actually, excuse me, they are going to give that one to Jax Ganesh. So again, they beat the buzzer on that one, the Halifax McDonald's, and after 40 minutes of play, the McDonald's have opened up a 7-1 lead on the Sydney Rush. We will be back after this brief intermission for third period action.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
And welcome back for third period action here between the Halifax McDonald's and the Sydney Rush. After 40 minutes, the McDonald's with a commanding 7-1 lead here over Sydney. As Fleming brings it into the zone, and Suds will leave it here for Creelman. Back for Suds. His shot. Hardy turns that aside. Thrown out front, now done. He's got a one-on-one with Creelman, but Cohen McNeil coming up here with some help. Floats out front, but Creelman cleans that up. And Liver comes back into the zone. Thrown out front over the stick of Sullivan. Miller plays it ahead now. Here's McNeil over for McPhee. Thrown on goal. Campbell will keep the play moving. Sullivan backs his way into the zone. Now loses control, and the Rush push it in back to Max territory. Max coming back in now. Odell has it knocked off his stick. Ganesh. And that shot grabbed out of midair there by Hardy. Face off to the right of Brighton Hardy. And the Rush control. Flipped into the zone, and Bass Christmas, the first one on it there. As he and Ganesh lock up. But the Macs come out once again. Odell steps around Lewis. Carter Odell can't get it towards goal. Thrown in behind the net now. Back on the stick of Odell. Up top for Ganesh. His shot off of Lewis. Lewis can't find it. Now he does. As Heb will play it ahead. Rush dump it in, and they'll start a change. Ganesh dumps it in. McLeod rims it around. Now back the other way it goes. Morrison. Head pass there, and it's chipped in by the Rush. But Suds collects it. Now McKay steps over the line. McKay's shot. Hardy reads the play and will hold up for the face-off. Draw one by the Max. Strong. Shot goes wide, rims around the boards. Dunn picks it up, feeds it ahead for McNeil. McNeil tries to step around Suds, but Suds stops that. And picking up his own rebound, Ian Lovett. Walks in towards goal, picks up his own rebound. And that'll make it 8-1 for the McDonald's. Here they come again.
Halifax McDonald's goal scored by number 3, Ian Lovett, assisted by number 17, Cooper Strong, and number 14, MJ Loughlin, tying the goal.
Face off to the left of Brighton Hardy. Sam Fleming in to take it here for the Max, and he'll win that back cleanly. Treewin. His shot gets through traffic. Not sure if it hit anybody on the way there, but Treewin's shot gets through traffic, and Hardy wasn't able to see it. Pops over his shoulder. And make it 9 for the Halifax McDonald's. And they are going to give it to Treewin. Treewin will get credit for that one. So it did, in fact, have a seen eye shot. Now Treewin winds it up. Head for Sullivan. Knocked off his stick. Fleming has to wait up for Sullivan to touch up. Suds enters the zone. Splits the D. Gets a shot off, but Hardy stops that one. Now Bass Christmas. He'll throw it in. Liver will pick it up. Headman for Odell. Carter Odell all alone, and he scores. Great heads-up play by Evan Liver, finding Carter Odell in behind coverage. Make it 10 for the McDonald's. Liver in again as the McDonald's continue to press. Thrown out front here, Suds off a skate and wide. Suds with it again. Off a stick and out of play. 14-13 to go here in the third period. Halifax McDonald's have exploded here in the third period with 3 quick goals. Penalty coming up here. Holding will be the call. It will go against Nate McKay, as he impeded the progress of Liam McLeod. McNeil's shot goes wide. McLeod feeds that ahead for McNeil. Knocked off his stick there by Ganesh. Ganesh winds it up. Turns back. Now he'll throw it ahead. Haverstock there, but Rush can't get into the zone and get set up. Now McLeod. Back for McLeod now, a 2-on-0 developing here. Offsides will be the call. Almost a 2-on-0 on the penalty kill for the McDonald's. Offside's the call. Now the Max control off the face-off once again. Suds throws it down the ice. Bass Christmas picks it up. Head for Hogan. Bottomley winds it up through the neutral zone. And the Max will try and kill this off. 14 seconds left in the penalty. As Creelman walks in. And that will do it. Max successfully kill off another penalty. And now Lovett. Rush, chip it out into the neutral zone. Bottomley chips it to himself, but Bass Christmas disrupts that play. Strong leaves it there for Ganesh. Offsides is the call. Dominant performance once again here by the Halifax McDonald's, with a sizable lead here almost halfway through the third period. Showing why they are undefeated on the season. They are the defending champs. Well-structured team. This team plays with a ton of pace. Really hard to contain when you can play that fast. Out into the neutral zone and the Rush will rim it back in. Ganesh chips to himself. Toe drags around Andrea. Ganesh shot. Rims wide, but Treewin is there. Throws it down low. Out front, nobody home. And the Max will put another one in behind Hardy. And the frustration starting to mount and starting to show now for the Sydney Rush. Yuzachukwu will be the recipient of the goal, his second of the game. And not only will the McDonald's get credited with their 11th goal of the game, but they'll also go to the power play. Morrison will take a roughing call after the whistle. Creelman with some space, moves in and pulls up. Shot blocked there by McNeil. Gavin Suds will get set up again. Creelman's shot tips up and over the net, and the Rush will clear the zone. Cohen McNeil in a foot race with Suds. McNeil, he'll draw a penalty here. Suds will get a hooking call. And that will do it for the power play for now, as Morrison actually was assessed a 4-minute minor. So we'll play 4-on-4 hockey here for the next 2 minutes. Rush win the draw. Bass Christmas. Down from Miller. Top for Christmas once again. Bass Christmas. His shot kicked into the side. McKay with a breakaway. Shot. Hardy the save. As it is chipped back out into the neutral zone. Ganesh for Treewin. And Ganesh will wind it up. Pushed back into his own zone is Ganesh, but he'll try again as he weaves his way through the neutral zone into Rush territory. Loses an edge, and Deacon McPhee will pick it up for Sydney. Stretch pass now finds Dunn. Jacob Dunn feeds it out front for McNeil. Shot saved by Campbell. Now stretch pass, and here's McKay. He's in a foot race with Bass Christmas. McKay still with it. Loses the handle. And we have ourselves a penalty shot. Nate McKay with a penalty shot, as McKay does a great job going hard to the net, trying to beat Bass Christmas in a foot race. So here goes McKay. In on Hardy. McKay shoots and scores. Nate McKay on the penalty shot.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit
And here we go again. Max. Enter the zone. Fleming shot. As now Mason Doucette has entered the game for the Rush. Fleming. Top for Sullivan. Doucette will find that and hold on. 8:02 left. Face off in rush territory. Love it. Down for Suds. Up top for Creelman. Over for Strong. His shot. Doucette the save. Rebound. Love it. Will pick that up. And it will be another one for the Halifax McDonald's. Bottomley over for Strong. Now into the corner is Lovett. Up top for Creelman. For Suds, back to Creelman. Down low.
McDonald's goal scored by number 3, Ian Lovett. Assisted by Cooper Strong, number 14, Nick Bottomley. Top of the goal, Clark Evans.
Guthrow tries to chip it in deep. Here come the McDonald's again. Love it with a holding call. And Sydney will go back to the power play.
Halifax McDonald's penalty number 3, Ian Lovett, 2 minutes. Holding is on the penalty,
Rush control. Off the skate of McNeil and out into the neutral zone. Chipped into the corner. Miller gives chase in a battle with Ganesh down the corner. Trying to get the puck free. Comes up the half wall. Deacon McPhee throws it on net. Done with a hard angle shot. McPhee keeps it in at the line. Tries to get it down low, but Ganesh breaks that play up. And the McDonald's get into rush territory. McNeil tries to step around Welsh, but Welsh strips him of the puck. And the McDonald's once again looking ever so dangerous on the penalty kill. Now Suds walks over the line, his shot. Doucette the save. 5:17 left in this one, 26 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Sydney Rush. Morrison hands it back for McLeod, back for Morrison as they look at their options. Broken up once again in the neutral zone. Now Haverstock's got Miller draped all over him. Cross ice feed, penalty over. Teams now back to even strength. As we're down to 4:50 to go here in the third period. Rimmed around down the boards. Suds over for Creelman. Back for Suds. Cross ice feed broken up there by Bass Christmas. Rush chip it out into the neutral zone. Sullivan ahead for Fleming. Fleming stops up and avoids the check from Bass Christmas. Now he steps around Bass Christmas once again, thrown out front. Ben Guthrow there to break that play up. Suds tries to feed Creelman as the defense continue to be very aggressive here. Thrown out front. And Sam Fleming puts one up and over the blocker of Doucette. And here come the Macs once again.
Halifax McDonald's goal scored by number 12, Sam Fleming, assisted by number 23, David
Here's
Ganesh,
Ganesh.
number 2, Gavin Suds. Time of the goal, 16 minutes, 20 seconds. That's Fleming from McKay and Suds at 16:20.
As Lovett gets a burst of speed going through the neutral zone. Swings back up top. Throws it cross ice for Treewin. He'll throw it on goal. Now the rush. We'll get it out. Turn back around now, and the McDonald's come back up once again. Thrown out front, no one there for the Macs. Treewin backs it up to the blue line, feeds Ganesh. Ganesh walks around his man, tries a cross ice feed, but it's broken up there by Morrison. Now McNeil. He'll lead it ahead for Miller. All alone is Miller. Rubbed out there by Ganesh. Enough that Ganesh will get the penalty call. Head contact will be the call as Jax Ganesh makes his way to the penalty box. Back to the power play go the Sydney Rush with 2:11 to play here in the third period. Suds throws it down the length of the ice. Doucette comes out to play it. Andrea beats out the icing call. Off of McDonald skating out, and here comes Bottomley. His attempt is turned aside by Doucette. McPhee rims it in around. Max, first one on it again. Bottomley feeds Welsh. Welsh has Creelman going to the net. Elects to shoot, and Doucette will save that. 1:16 to play in this one. As these teams start to get geared up and get ready to go to the annual Monktonian event. A great event where all teams from Atlantic Canada, some teams from Quebec, Ontario, even a few from the States come display their talents. A great scouting event for these kids. Always a great event for the players as well to get away and get on the road and have some fun. Down low. Halifax McDonald's will walk away with 2 more points here in member 2. Pushing them to a 12-0-0 way to start the season. As they will remain undefeated. And that will do it from member 2. Your final score, Halifax 14, the Sydney Rush 1. We thank you for tuning in here at High Button Sports. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast and all the broadcasts that we bring to you. Until next time, we will see you then. Good night.